All right, so today we're going to tackle a skill that is quickly becoming, well, pretty much essential for everyone. How to actually talk to AI and get exactly what you need. Let's jump right in.
Have you ever been there? You ask an AI for help, maybe for a school project or a task at work, and the response you get back is just, well, it's kind of generic, right? It's unhelpful or completely misses the point. It's a super common frustration, for sure.
But here's the thing. The problem usually isn't the AI itself. Nope. The real secret to unlocking its power is all in how you ask the question. It all comes down to the prompt.
So to fix this, first we've got to understand what a prompt actually is and why it's the key to, well, everything.
Now, you've probably heard this term prompt engineering and thought it sounded incredibly technical, right? But it's not. It's really just the art of giving clear and effective instructions. Think of yourself as a director and the AI as your actor. Good direction is what leads to a great performance. And this is the golden rule right here. The quality of your input directly, and I mean directly, dictates the quality of your output. A vague prompt is going to get you a vague answer, but a sharp, detailed prompt, that's how you get a sharp, detailed answer.
Okay, so theory's great and all, but let's look at some real examples. This is where the difference becomes crystal clear. It's a real aha moment. See? A bad prompt like explain photosynthesis is just going to get you a dry, boring textbook definition. But look at the good prompt. It's like night and day. We gave the AI a role, act as a science teacher. We defined the audience, a 10-year-old student, and we set specific rules, like using simple words and a real-life example. The result you get is just infinitely more useful. Same deal here. Write a story about a robot is just way too broad. It can mean anything. But by assigning the role of a professional story writer and giving it a fun little scenario, you're providing the creative guardrails it needs to come up with a much more engaging story. And this example really shows how practical this skill is. Help me for interview is so vague, the AI has to guess what you want. But when you tell it, you are an HR interview coach and ask for specific questions and answers for a specific job, you've just turned a simple tool into your own personal career coach. So you can see the massive difference a good prompt makes. And the best part is, you don't need to be a computer scientist to write one. Not at all. There's a simple 2-part formula you can follow every single time. And here it is. Step 1. Assign a role. This is so important. It's like choosing the right expert for your question. It actually helps the AI focus on the most relevant parts of its massive library of knowledge. And second, explain the task. Be specific. Tell it what you want, how you want it, and who it's for. Role plus task. That's the foundation for literally every great prompt. Okay, but what happens if your first attempt, even using that great formula, isn't quite perfect? Well, you have to remember your first prompt is just the start of a conversation. It's not the end of it. Our source material has this absolutely fantastic analogy. A rangoli is a traditional Indian art form where these beautiful, intricate patterns are made on the floor with colored powders. It's not created in one single motion. It's built up, layer by beautiful layer. And that is exactly how you should think about prompt. So your first prompt is just the outline. Maybe the result is good, but it's not quite great. That's when you start adding the color. You give follow-up commands to add details, maybe change the tone or reformat the information. Then come the finishing touches, those little tweaks that take the response from good to absolutely perfect. It's a creative process. So the takeaway here is never, ever feel stuck with the first answer. If the AI gives you a fantastic paragraph, but you wanted it in a different language, just ask. Okay, now write this in Hindi. If you want it summarized for a presentation, just say, great, can you explain this in bullet points? You are always in control of the conversation. So now you have the tools and you have the mindset to stop being a passive user and start actively guiding the AI. Let's do a quick recap of what we've learned. Just remember these 3 things. 1, always, always assign a role. 2, explain your task with as much specific detail as you can. And 3, iterate and refine, treat it like a conversation, building on each response until you have exactly what you need. Remember to think like a rangoli artist. So there you have it. You now know the secret to writing clear, effective, and powerful instructions. You can get better stories, smarter study guides, more creative ideas. The only question left is, what are you going to create first?